So the time has finally come that we needed to replace our 4 gas detector. And this time I thought I'd try a different brand to normal and go with the Shenzhen pulley tong. I know what you're going to say, why did you go with a pulley tong? Well, I've done a lot of research and stuff, and I went with this Chinese brand because they do assure us that all of the internals are sourced in Europe, USA, Taiwan and Japan. So pretty much, really, they're just assembling it over in China. So I was thinking, well, it's much the same as anything else, such as the computer behind me, that would have originated in China. We'll give it a go, and we can compare it to other brands and stuff and just see how it compares. But so far, we're quite pleased with it. We'll be taking it out into the mine a bit later on in this video to really test it out and just see what sort of results it gives. But this is basically as it's arrived. So you can see the most important thing, of course, is it does come with the 3-pin British standards plug. It's CE marked. You get this strange little device, which is like the cover. And this clips to the front edge of the meter, and this is used for calibration and stuff. So you put your test gases in through this nozzle, and inside is 4 little compartments that then distribute the gases around the sensors. And of course, you get the unit itself. It feels quite good. It's reasonably high quality. It's got a nice durable finish to the outsides, nice colour. It comes with a stainless steel clip on the back, like a crocodile clip, as you can see there. And it also comes with a hanging loop, so you can hang it down shafts or other various places. And it comes with a year's warranty as well. So it cost me £137 from Amazon. I bought this myself. This video isn't sponsored by anybody. I've not been given it. I did pay for this out of my own money. But we're going to take this out to one of the mines. We'll show you exactly where it does while we're out there. It does come with other features that gas meters tend not to come with, such as it'll draw graphs and things on the screen so you can monitor in real time. You can see in real time that the quality of the air you're breathing is going up or down. Normally down, obviously. It's got some very easy menus to navigate through, so it does come with a full English manual, and the English is actually really good. It's not your typical Chinese manual. It's very easy to read. It's got good detail, shows you every screen, what every function does. It gives you warnings and things like don't go into the calibration screens. Obviously you've got to get this calibrated, which you can do straight off the unit, but you need to have specialist equipment to make sure that you're putting the correct values in there and things. So far, it does seem pretty good. This gas detects 4 types of gas. It's O2 levels, carbon monoxide, it's explosive gas, and it's also hydrogen sulfide. So all of these things are very important when you're down in a mine, of course, if there's been a fire or anything like that, which is unlikely. But if there were any carbon monoxide down there, this should detect it, as well as low O2 levels. So pulley tongs specialise in gas detectors, carbon monoxide detectors and fire alarms and smoke detectors, as well as these 4-in-1 multiple gas detectors. So it was quite nice to see that it's not just these that they're making, and it's not products that are completely unrelated, as you'll find with a lot of typical Chinese companies. It is just these detectors and closely related things that they're making. And what's also nice to see that they are ISO 9001 registered, ROS, REACH, SGS, and also the EN, I'm going to read from my sheet here so I can remember, EN 50291 certification, which of course is the old British kite mark. So I thought, well, if they've got all this, and also they do show the turnover and things on the internet, which you can track them, they do seem to be a genuine company making genuine products. So all that gives me confidence that this is going to do what it says on the tin and keep us protected. I'm also noticing that they're selling an awful lot of these to Switzerland, and I thought, well, if they sell to Switzerland at such high quantities, they probably are okay. So I think the money's been well spent. So like I say, we'll take it down the mine and we'll give it a try, and we'll see how it performs. Right, so we've come out to the mine. We've been going some way, so we're quite deep now. As you can see, it's a heavy shale section, which is typically an area of problems for the air quality and things. So I've got the pulley tong meter, 4-gas meter. You can see now already it was calibrated before we came in. It's reading 20.3% on the screen, so it does seem to be registering quite well. Everything else is fine. Carbon monoxide, explosive gases and hydrogen sulfide are all reading 0, so we're perfectly fine there. And we are a little bit low on the oxygen, but we're still fine. Now the interesting thing about this meter, and was one of the reasons why we purchased it, was because the user can program the upper and lower limits for the gas alarm, so that in the case of this mine, we know that you have areas or pockets of high concentrate or low concentrations of oxygen, but it's nothing that's going to cause too much of a problem. It's only in dips and things like that. So we have reduced the alarm down to about 19.5%. So that avoids the problem of breathing over the meter and things like that, causing it to false alarm. I wouldn't advise that you do this. I'd advise that you leave it set to the factory standard settings, so that you know that you're always going to be safe. It's just because we know this mine and we know where the pockets are and things like that. So I'm going to walk down to the far end of here. We know that there's a very nasty pocket down there. The oxygen levels really decrease, and it's a point that you should never go beyond in this particular mine. So we'll go down there. We'll see what happens to the meter. I have turned the vocal warnings off, so it's only going to vibrate and flash, because that's how I prefer it. I don't personally like the voice talking to you saying that your oxygen levels are too low. I find it's just too irritating, I suppose you would say, which is of course the idea. But personally I've set it up for me, and that's how I like it. So we'll take a walk further down here, and then we'll see what happens to the meter readings. If I hold this up, you can see we're reading 20.3. If I move it to the graph, at the minute I've just set the graph function going, so you'll see it's just a blank screen. But as we go down this passage, that graph will start to alter, and we'll be able to see the oxygen level decreasing. So this is a very difficult part of the mine to navigate. Very low, quite dangerous. There's been a lot of falls lately. Right, so if you look at the screen now, we are in the dip where the oxygen level's decreasing. You can see the graph is going down, and we're at 19.6%. I'm also out of breath because it's very difficult getting here in the first place. Right, so we've come down into the pocket of bad air. You can see that I'm not going to do anything too dangerous, so don't worry about that. You can see now, hopefully you can see this on the screen, we're at 19.4% oxygen level, and very shortly as we go down there we're going to a bit of a low section where the oxygen level will decrease even further, and that will trip the oxygen alarm to start sounding. Right, so we've come down to the dip in the mine. This is an area that we know that there is a pocket of low oxygen levels. So the meter's now reading 19.6%, fluctuating between 19.4 and 19.6. That's because I'm breathing and things, so I'm using the oxygen up. There's no airflow here, there's no shafts or anything like that, no other adits beyond this point, so there's no airflow to clear the pocket of carbon dioxide out or anything. So this reading will only get worse and worse as we proceed. Right, so now we're in quite a bad area. This way down in the dip, so we've got a U shape in the way the mine has collapsed. We're currently at about 19.4, 19.3, so if I breathe over it, and you can see that now has triggered it as we're going down to about 18.5. So as you can see, it's a short trigger because the oxygen level's gone back up again, back over the bottom threshold. I've set the limits to about 23% on the maximum and about 19.2 on the minimum. So if we go below 19.2, that's going to trigger the alarm there, which, as you've just seen, is what happens. Now that's on vibrate and flash. The other option, of course, is the voice warning alarm, which is a voice telling you that the oxygen level is depleted and that you should move from the area. So that's quite handy. Personally, I like it on the quiet mode. Good strong vibration on it, so I do know that it is triggering. So it seems to be working. It seems to have passed the test. Like I say, it's you can calibrate it yourself, which is handy. Set the upper and lower limits for everything. So yeah, we're quite pleased with it. So we're going to continue using this for the next couple of years. Obviously, we'll have to get it calibrated again after about a year's usage for the first time, where we'll check out the sensors and everything like that, or replace them if necessary. And hopefully it'll serve us for a long time into the future. As you can see from the graph, we've been going from about 19.8% to about 20.3%. So this is each vertical line represents about 30 seconds worth of use. Now this graph is also being recorded in data form, so that it'll produce a table of numerical values for what the readings have been at various times. So we've come back to an area with higher oxygen levels now, so it's a bit safer to stop and talk to the camera. So the Polytong meter is very good value for money, which is one of the reasons why we bought it, especially if you're buying more than one. If you're buying a batch of these, you can really get the price down. The manufacturer will give you a discount and things on the price. But I got this one from Amazon just to give it a try. It cost me £137, I think, at the time of purchase. It came very quickly as well, considering it came all the way from China. It only took a week or two to come, so I was quite pleased with how quick it did actually appear. Obviously it was in perfect condition when it arrived, and it came by courier. So could I recommend the Polytong? Well, I can't make a decision for anybody, because when it comes to safety you really need to rely on what you know and what you think. But for us, like I say, especially if you're getting more than a couple, if you're going to give them to subcontractors and this sort of thing, there's certainly good value for money, and the quality seems pretty good. So personally I can recommend it, but don't take that as a recommendation from me. So you are better off doing your own research and stuff, and hopefully this video will just provide a bit of information for you so that you can come to the right decision that suits you. So the Polytong 4 gas meter, thumbs up from me. Does seem to do what it says on the tin. If you compare it to other meters, the readings are alike, so it does seem to be working fine. We've had it for a few months now, so we'll just have to see how it lasts. But at the moment it's been running for several hours, and it's still 83% battery life, so the batteries seem to last really quite well. Like I've said before, it recharges from a USB port on the top, so you can recharge it from your computer or from a phone charger or this sort of thing. It's got a rubber cover that covers the slot. So yeah, so we're quite happy. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, or a thumbs down if you don't like it. And please consider subscribing to our channel, because we do a lot of videos around the mines and things. We show you different areas, a bit of history behind the mines and this sort of thing around the UK. So thank you for watching, and stay safe.